All right. Hello, hello, hello. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Welcome, Chris. Well, I'm so happy you stumbled across the channel. Yeah, ask away. So you're thinking about doing a live pouring class in person? I've done a few of those. Let me know if you have any questions. Hi, Janice. How are you doing? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, thank you so much. Mike sent out the order. So here is one of the ones from last week. So we're doing, each week we are doing a different technique. So we're doing part 2 of the swipe technique, but we're just continuing on with what we learned last week. So this was that swipe on the black with the different, and this is all dry. It's kind of dusty. That black shows every little cat hair, doesn't it? But so there we go. That's one from last week. Then we have another one from last week. This one, now it dried. All nice and dry. And then a couple of the tiles that we did last week. This one kind of slid off a little bit, but that's okay. And then that one we had done last week. Oh, thank you, thank you. So, all right, set those aside. And since it's St. Patrick's Day, I thought, why not do a St. Patrick's Day pour for the first one? So here, to make it not, it wants to, so, or is it mirrored? It's probably mirrored. But all right, so make it not do that dreadful blah, blah. Doing good, doing real good. Yeah, they dried beautifully. They really dried well. So, all right, for this one, I'm thinking about doing this one. We're going to do a St. Patrick's Day pour. So I'm going to do another black background and some greens and gold, a swipe. So for my paint, all my paint is all mixed up in bottles. And I have it all different sort of brands. And this one is the Cheap Paint, Cheap brand, CHEEP. Acrylic paint mixed with Floetrol, and it's mixed 1 part paint to 3 parts Floetrol. All my paint is mixed with the Floetrol. And we went through that earlier in the paint pour series. So, all right, let's get this black. And this is just it's all mixed the same. I mix all my base coat, the colors I'm going to swipe, they're all to the same consistency. Beneath the canvas. So what I have is just some, like, I use pudding cups, yogurt cups, whatever. And then I've gone to like Goodwill, the thrift stores, and I've grabbed some pans, and then I have just recycled cups upside down. But you can go to like the Dollar Tree and get aluminum pans, the like just aluminum brownie pans, aluminum cake pans, like an aluminum roasting pan. Dollar Tree, any home stores have them. But or go and get these ones, will last you a little bit longer. They're a little bit sturdier. Yeah, definitely. I mean, ask away, ask any questions. I love answering anybody's questions. So I've got some gold mixed up. Normally I've got it all mixed in the bottles ready to go, but I had to mix some gold right beforehand. And so I thought, oh, perfect timing to kind of show you some really good close-up of consistency. So you want it to just roll right off the end of that, but kind of, you can see it kind of sits on top, but then sinks. It doesn't sit there just in a clump on top, but it has that moment where it sits on top and then sinks. But you're going for crepe batter. Crepe batter, like a little bit thicker than heavy whipping cream before you've whipped the heavy whipping cream. So, all right, so I've got greens. I'm going to put some various kind of just greens down the middle. That was mermaid green, sap green, green light. Sap green and green light are both cheap paint. And then the mermaid green and this Nicole, and then this, sorry about that, I bumped the tripod. Get you guys a little bit of car sick almost there, sorry. Oh, but then this one is Nicole's and it's margarita. So I'm just putting down the middle and I'm going to swipe down the middle. Now the sap green and the very first one, the mermaid green, have silicone. They have 2 drops each of the treadmill oil. I don't put it in all my colors, but a few of them. And the gold does have some silicone as well. So I thought we'd do this one for St. Patrick's Day. So last week we did swipes with palette knives, with printer paper. We did swipes all over the whole canvas with like where I put clumps of paint and then swiped it with a palette knife. We did swipes where we did like stripes of the paint, where it's kind of the traditional swipe most people are used to. Then we did swipes with like negative space. So we did all kinds of different swipes. Now today, part 2, we're going to do this one kind of just in the middle here. And then we're also going to do a whole bunch. I'm going to show you a beach, swiping a beach, doing a sunset, a few different swipes, kind of a what they call a ghost swipe, or I call a central swipe. So, all right. So now I have just a couple of areas that I'm going to bring in. So that was kind of a larger palette knife, and I just really gently just swiped it across the top. So now I'm going to bring this one in and just kind of swipe a couple of these areas kind of just out. And then I'm going to take my rag and wipe my palette knife, clean my palette knife, and then go in for just a little bit more. And you're real gentle. You're just gliding across the top. So, just kind of getting a couple of these areas, pulling it out, pulling it to the edge a little bit. But less is more with the silicone, and you're going to get amazing cells. I do not put silicone in every single color. You're going to get cells that are going to stick around. See, one of the problems that I have, if I put silicone in every single color, I'm going to get cells that are just kind of going to hang out for a little while, and then they kind of don't stick around. So what I like to do is just put silicone in just like, depending on how many colors you're using, just a couple of the colors. Then I just sit here and fiddle with this a little bit. Okay. So there is our starting one, our St. Patrick's Day swipe. So yeah, that one is, all of my paint is mixed up. 1 part paint, and I just use various different brands of paint, and 3 parts Floetrol. And then some of it has water in it and some of it does not have water in it. So what I do is I've just got another squeeze bottle that literally just has distilled water. And you can use water out of the tap if you're going to just mix up like a quick little bit of paint, you know, in cups and stuff. I use distilled in the bottle because they're going to last me like, I don't know, 8, 9, 10 months in the bottle. So I don't want any risk of any mildew or molds or anything like that. So I use 1 part paint, 3 parts Floetrol, and it's just US Floetrol. And then I get to it. If it's good that way with no need of water, a lot of brands are no need of water, especially like a craft paint, a thinner paint. Now, some of the thicker medium body paints, you might need, I mean, literally like a half a teaspoon of water to a teaspoon of water for a whole bottle. But I have lots of videos on consistency and all that. So, but yeah, thank you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and set this one aside. Actually, before I set this aside, I'm going to get this edge here that didn't quite. All right. Now we got that edge. It's just easier to get it right then. There's a couple of edges over here I'll get in here a little bit too. But, and then I'm not even going to stretch it. I'm just going to leave it. It's fine. It's not going to, I don't got too much paint. It's not going to crack or anything. I rarely get cracks in my paint because I don't put much water and I use only Floetrol. And so it's all about getting the consistency. So I'm going to set that one aside, grab the next one. So now we're going to do like some people will call it a ghost swipe or a central swipe. Now we're going to do one with a navy background. Or let's just do white background. Let's do a white background. So how is the lighting? I have a little bit different setup today. So I'm trying out a new desk for the live stream. So I wanted to see how the lighting was. So, all right, awesome. Mike says the lighting's pretty good. So that was a St. Patrick's Day pour. Now I don't like this one. Kind of has like a curve to it. I don't like that. I'm gonna set that one aside and actually grab that one's nice and straight. That one has that curve to it. It's kind of different. Throws me off. So the base is mixed up just the same as any of them. Now we're going to just put a line down the middle and just do little swipes down the center. But that green and that gold really pops on that black background. Yes, I don't know why the camera is going in and out of focus. Thank you for letting me know, though. Sometimes if I put maybe words, sometimes it'll focus on those words. But for a long time, I was having that issue. And then I updated. I have a Logitech webcam. And when I did my update, that fixed it. And so it's an autofocus issue. And I'm so sorry. That's why sometimes I try to just keep my hand here. So then it can just focus on my hand. So normally I have not been having that issue on live streams. It was an issue about a year ago, but I thought I fixed it. So now it's like, oh no, is that coming back? Because when I updated the camera software, that had gone away. So I'm wondering if there's another update. But if I leave it for something to focus on, sometimes it's a little bit better. But thank you for letting me know. I noticed as soon as I started the live stream, I was like, oh no, is the autofocus issue back? So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a line straight down the middle. I'm going to do actually just a little bit more of that. So that is an ultramarine blue. This one is Deco Arts, or is it Deco Art? Yes, Deco Arts Bluegrass Green. I just love this bluegrass green from Deco Art. So I'm just putting, and then this one is Real Navy from Apple Barrel. So as you can tell, I use just all kinds of different brands. So, and then this one is Permanent Violet from Cheap Paint, and Gold from Cheap Paint. So we're just putting a line down the middle of each of them. So two of those, which ones? The Real Navy had silicone, and I believe the Gold had silicone. So now we're going to go in for kind of a medium palette knife. And so you're just going to get about the center point here. And pull and swipe up. And then I wipe it off. I wipe off the palette knife. And then, and you just kind of go along and pull up. So putting the silicone in the gold and doing the gold last, it gives a nice gold lacing across the top. So you're getting nice cells, but that's also called lacing that I'm getting across the top with that gold. And wiping it each time. And you can go all the way to the edge. You can go just a little bit. You can experiment with it and go just different. So there we go. So you can leave it. You can stretch those out. You can come in with a straw and kind of blow out the edges. I like to use a piece of aquarium tubing. And I'm just blowing out just kind of the edge a little bit. Then if, depending on how it turned out, this one I like how the center is just kind of with the gold. You can always go in and kind of blow out the gold because sometimes you'll end up too thick of a center maybe or anything like that. But I'm really liking those cells. I don't think I need to blow out any more of the, let me gather the palette knife before I set it over there. But so, hey, Mr. Doughboy, how are you doing? So, all right, so why don't we do a beach this time? I'm going to do a sky and a beach, and I'm going to do this one what I call a finger swipe. I mean, it's just using your finger to kind of swipe through. So there's our kind of horizon line. This is just abstract. So that was Blue Cotton by Apple Barrel. This is Summer Sky by Apple Barrel. Then we've got some Cobalt Blue Hue. And I'm going to use my finger to swipe through this one. And we'll do a beach kind of on the bottom and some ocean. So you can swipe with all kinds of things. So swiping can be with your hands, with palette knives, with, we've done copy paper, like printer paper, saran wrap, a dry paper towel, a wet paper towel. And that was in part 1 last Wednesday. So I am just grabbing different colors. Sorry, I'm missing a lot of telling you which ones. This one's phthalo blue with Apple Barrel's phthalo blue. And this is turquoise, Cheap Paints turquoise. So you can kind of see it coming together, ocean. And now I'm going to grab a little bit of this cobalt blue cheap paint and gray. I want a little bit of gray in that sky, a little bit of stormy skies. Just kind of, I'll put it kind of a little bit of white around that storm to kind of swipe. You'll see I'll swipe through that in just a minute. So, oh, thank you, Janice. Thank you. Another wow. Yeah. I love swipes. Swipes are my very favorites. All right, Sparkle Lori, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. I love a good Irish coffee. My grandma was Irish, and she was my bestest friend. Oh my God, she was a crack up. She was a character. Uh, and this was her favorite day. Oh my God, she lived for St. Patrick's Day. And she would have a good old Irish coffee on St. Patrick's Day. That's how she would start her day. Oh, yes, my grandmother, she was Irish, and she was hilarious. Oh, she was an awesome person. But what, Mr. Doughboy? I said hello. Why would you leave? Um, I have a giveaway going on if those that have not entered, and I will be choosing the winner this evening. So that is to celebrate my 3,000 subscribers. I'm so just so I can't believe it. So what I'm doing here is I am literally gently just swiping through, kind of the gray had a little bit of silicone in it. So we're just getting a little bit of tiny bit of lacing, and I'm just kind of making some like cloud effects, kind of stormy sky. And then I'm wiping off my finger each time. So now we're going to go into the waves, the ocean. And so we're just going to bring that up to the horizon a little. Now we're going to kind of create, and we're just gently swiping across. And I don't even, this painting will have no silicone in the waves. And then it's got a little bit of silicone in this darker sand color. And it had a little bit of silicone in that gray. But you don't have to use the silicone. That's just if you're wanting the cells. Oh, thank you. Thank you. No, it's not too late. Up until 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you just have, what's that? About a little less than 4 hours. You have to comment on the video. It's about 2 weeks ago, a week ago, maybe 9-10 days ago. And it's, I'm just getting the edges here. It is with the mini leaf blower. And it's giving away the mini leaf blower, one of those little, I don't know where, it's not right in arm's reach right here, or I would show you it. But yeah, you just have to comment your favorite color on that video. So go find that video and comment your favorite color. So here we got just a real basic beach. So you could get a little bit more in there, and you could even get, get some waves going, some little bit of beach foam going. If you look in my Etsy shop, I have all kinds of beaches with waves, without waves, with lots of cells, without the cells. So this one has very minimal cells. We're actually going to do another beach. I love doing the beach ones. So we're going to do another beach, but we're going to, instead of doing it with a finger swipe, we're going to do this one with the palette knife, and we're going to use a bunch more silicone. So, all right. And those were all three of these last pours were on 8 by 10 inch canvases. So now we have a 10 by 10 inch. So sorry about that. I'll try to keep my hand right here. I look up and see that. Okay, so now we have some paint that is mixed up with apple barrel pouring medium. And the last couple of my videos, I used apple barrel pouring medium. So I just want to use this stuff up. So, okay, so I had just said we're going to do this one with a sunset. We're going to add a sunset into this one. The sky on this one's going to have a sunset. So I'm grabbing up some sunset beautiful colors. All right. Let us go in with a little bit of yellow for some beautiful sun. And we're going to grab some more yellow. That was Sunny Day, Apple Barrel Sunny Day. And then the yellow from Cheap Paint. And we're going to go in with some orange. And this here in this cup, each of the cups I'm grabbing, not the gold I was using, but these bright colors in the cup. These are Apple Barrel pouring medium. I've been really liking that Apple Barrel pouring medium. Now I've been experimenting with putting the Apple Barrel pouring medium, mixing it with Floetrol. So I've been experimenting with seeing how that works. So I'm just getting some sunset colors in here, guys. I think we'll get some more orange here. Get some more of that yellow in there. All right, so I was just going to ask that, Mr. Doughboy, what would you do with it? And so if you've already answered our question, you have got some many little tiny leaves that you would blow with it. Awesome. All right, you'll have to make a video. If you win, you have to make a video of that. So now I've got this is some Master's Touch paints that are mixed up with the Apple Barrel pouring medium. So I'm kind of getting our ocean going here. And this one we're going to do with the palette knife, not our finger swipe. So I'm kind of go with some lighter colors towards the bottom, our sunset colors. Then for the ocean, I kind of put our darker ocean colors towards the top of the horizon line and then go lighter and lighter in my ocean. Is kind of how I do that. Thank you, Janice. You like the finger painting like that? Yes, I've got a couple of new experiments coming, mixing the Apple Barrel paint, but also I'll show you guys a couple of new things I bought. Try to gather them all. So swipes are my favorite. So I bought on Amazon. These are all for cake decorating. And they're thin little plastic. And so I'm thinking about experimenting with a little bit of these different edges and see what different effects you get from these edges. So I got these, whole bunch of these different shapes. But they're all cake decorating tools, and they're real lightweight. I thought they would do great for swiping. So that video is coming in just a couple days, different techniques using these. And then I also got these cake decorating tools. So these are all for like fondant for cake decorating. So I thought these edges would be some fun, and they're bigger. They're, like 10 inches. Some different swiping tools. And these are all cake decorating tools. And I got them off of Amazon. I'll have to grab a link and put it into the description or something like that. But they have a whole variety of these. So that video is coming in a couple of days. I love to find fun things that you can kind of swipe with. You can just swipe with your fingers, as I've been showing you. Or you can swipe with palette knives. I mean, all kinds of things you can swipe with. Even spoons. Even the bottoms of the cup. I've done swipes with the bottom of the cup. Paper, plastic, saran wrap. You know how you get the larger canvases and it'll come with a little bit of plastic protective in between the canvases. It's like plastic. It's like kind of an acetate. You can cut that up and use that to swipe with. Old junk mail. Swipe with your old junk mail. So, all right, now we're going to take a palette knife, a couple of different sizes. We're going to take this kind of medium one and this kind of little bit larger one. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start from top to bottom. Mike would make a beautiful swiping tools. Yes, I guess so. You want a chance to throw paint at Mike? You think I could sell tickets for that? You really want to see that, don't you? You really want to see some paint thrown at Mike. So we're kind of just swiping just an abstract, real abstract, basic sunset. So what I'm doing is I'm going to go through those colors. Then I'm going to go ahead and wipe my palette knife off. And that's kind of to less mud because now we're going to go into some kind of contrasting colors. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of have the tip of it is up in that other color and pulling just a little bit, but not a ton down. So we're kind of contrast. So we don't make mud, but we're very gently swiping across the top. And the colors that were in the cups that were mixed with the apple barrel pouring medium, they have some silicone in them. So that tropical orange color, the bright yellow in the sun, the turquoises I've got into the ocean. A lot of those have some, just pulling a little bit of that orange down into the sunset a little bit. Okay, now we're going to work on the ocean and bring it up into the horizon. Yeah, and for those that are new here, Mike is my husband, and he cracks me up all the time. He's pretty funny, and he has quite a camaraderie with a few people in the chat, and it's quite funny. So don't miss that out every week. So we are just swiping very gently across here and creating a cell explosion. So with the blues, you're not going to create so much mud, so you could actually go back in. You don't have to worry so much about wiping it off each time because it's just blues. It's not going to be as much of an issue as these, with the purple and the orange and stuff. You're going to create more of a mud, but not with just the blues. And I see I have a gap here. I'm coming back to that in just a moment. I'm just getting the waves in there, and then I will come back and fill in any of those gaps. And just gently are gliding across there. You're my swipe too? Oh my, I guess I didn't even know that. I guess Mr. Doba's sister wife's here. I don't know. I guess I wasn't filled in on that one. So, oh my. That's funny. So now we're going in for the sand, and that darker sand color has a little bit of silicone. And honestly, I have mixed paint in that bottle now so many times. I'm surprised it even has silicone anymore. The silicone that was added like 3 mixing of paints ago. So it's the remnants of silicone left in there. So that's also one reason I don't usually put silicone in my bottles too much. I'll put them more in a small amount I'm going to mix up in the cups because it'll stick around in those bottles for a long time. So, all right, that was with the medium palette knife. Now we're going to set that aside. And we're going to come in with the smaller one and bring our sun kind of down a little bit to the horizon line without, if we swipe too hard with this yellow and this blue right here, you're going to have a green. So you're trying to just bring the yellow down to the horizon line without swiping it across that blue. And that's why this little tiny palette knife is nice, because you can kind of precision get in there and really just swipe that. So, all right, That is a cell explosion there. I love that apple barrel pouring medium. That is this one here. So that's what all of the ones, so I used the ones with turquoise, this blue, those all had, and the tropical orange color, the yellow, those all have the apple barrel pouring medium. And those are just left over from the last couple of videos I did. Thank you. Thank you. It's actually absolutely gorgeous today. It's crazy. How is your weather on the East Coast, Mr. Doughboy? You know, Mike and I were talking about it. We live in Washington. We're used to some major, like rain all the time. You know, Washington's known for its rain. The last two winters, we haven't got that much rain. I mean, it's nice to be nice, sunny, beautiful days. That's super nice to enjoy that. But it's also concerning, like, what the heck? Where has our rain gone? 2 winters with, I mean, we've had rainy days, but just not like Washington, where you get days on end of rain. We just haven't had that. So it's really kind of weird. I don't know what's going on there, but it's last 2 winters that way. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Sparkle Lori Finzer. Oh, you are amazing. I'm just going to try to keep it together for this one. It's so touching when people decide to, you know, support me like that. And I mean, you guys being here just is amazing support, but oh my God, it's so touching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you. You are so awesome. You are amazing. That's a fun little guy dancing around. Thank you. So, all right, I'm going to get this one set aside. And always let me know if you guys have any questions. I am happy to answer any questions. So that is a real bright, fun sunset. So you can do a little bit more pastels. You don't have to do a sunset that bright. I just love the nice, beautiful sunsets. But, oh, so do you guys, Janice, you say Sparkle has a beautiful heart, or do you just say because the donation beautiful heart? Do you guys know each other? Do you guys happen to know each other maybe from some other channels? That's awesome. Thank you so much. So, all right, I'm going to set this one aside. A cell explosion. You can do this, your swipes with those finger swipes. You can do them with the little palette knives. You can do them with the backs of spoons. You can do them with anything. I'm all about use what you have. Use whatever you have around you and recycle, recycle, recycle. I mean, for instance, here I'm going to now do a pour here, and I've got just these. They're like a fruit cup. They're like a mandarin oranges, you know. I recycle those to set my pours on. You do know each other. Awesome. That's so cool. So, all right. Thank you so much. So, still a foot of snow there. Wow. So is that normal for your area to have still a foot of snow at this time of the year? So we have one more 10 by 10 inch canvas. What would you guys like to see? Let's do this because this might be, besides throwing paint at Mike, what would you guys like to see? What colors, what technique of swipe, you know, would you like to see the all over the canvas swipe, just down the centers, just like kind of that down the center swipe, the one where you do it, pull it from each side? What kind of colors? Oh, okay, so you usually have more snow. Okay. Wow, this time mid March. Wow. Okay, you're in the Massey Art Pouring Posse group together. Oh, I love Massey Art Studio. They are just so awesome. I love to watch them. They are super, super awesome. I love to see the like kind of the differences in when you see each of them pour. Yes, they're an awesome, awesome couple. Those of you that do pour and are into the kind of the fluid acrylics and pouring, definitely check out Massey Art Studio. Awesome, awesome couple. Awesome. Good to hear you guys know each other. Oh, hey, Tessa, how are you doing? And yes, throw the paint at Mike. Okay. Cleaning and listening. I do that a lot. I'll do the cleaning and listening a lot. May, June, your snow usually gone. Wow, that's a long time. It sticks around. Okay, a wet paper towel with various colors across the entire canvas. Okay, if you could have me a paper towel, okay. Let's do a bunch of these colors we already have mixed up.
Can you wet it?
I can wet it here. I have a squeeze bottle, or you can, whichever. Mike is helping out. He's grabbing us a paper towel. And so I am going to, so traditionally, a lot of people will put like stripes of color. We're going to do this swipe with just like color just randomly across the canvas again. So great way to use up these nice, bright apple barrel colors. We're just, and these, quite a few of these have silicone actually. Nice, bright spring colors. Yeah, definitely. I used to do live streams that were actually, the whole live stream was viewer request like colors. I should go back to those every once in a while. That would be fun. So we're just finishing up a lot of these colors. So great way to just finish up these colors because these were actually mixed a couple days ago. So we've got a good bit of blues and green and turquoise, and we're now going to throw a little bit of yellow down, and then we're going to even throw a little bit of orange in there. So you don't have to put your colors down like all just. So this is the last one today. So let me know if you have any questions. I will stick around for a few after this to let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so now we got a paper towel. You just perfect size here for the 10 by 10 inch. I'm going to take and kind of off camera because I don't want to get it the water. I'm going to get some water all over that paper towel. You don't want it soaking wet. So you're going to squeeze off, you know, any excess. And then you can open it back up. But you just want it damp. You don't want it soaking wet. You can squeeze out any excess. In the Massey Posse, we are a fun family. Oh, awesome, awesome. So is that on Facebook, a group on Facebook? Are you guys all in a group on Facebook? So what I am going to do, I have a, well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and just spread out a little bit of what I've got. Nice, fun, bright spring colors. So we do have a little bit of spots, but mainly those edges. Mainly those edges. I'm getting paint everywhere, but that's okay. So I'm painting on a silicone mat. Those are fun. So you can let the paint dry and then you can peel it off and use it, you know, your skins or whatever. I love to make things. I've been making all kinds of mosaics and collage with the skins. So the thing with this technique, you want to, whoa, I dropped it in there almost. Well, I did drop the end a little bit. That's okay. We dropped the end. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have a landing place for that paper towel because it's going to be messy as soon as you swipe through. I'm going to swipe from top to bottom. And I'm going to open my trash right next to me and have it ready to go. Ooh, there's a loud trash. All right. You want a landing spot right away because it's going to be dripping wet. And I've even taken swipe across. So you take that paper towel and swipe it across a photo paper afterwards, so you don't waste anything. So remember, those paints are mixed with that apple barrel. Okay, let me wipe my hands clean. So it did grab a little bit of paint up the top of the canvas. I usually don't actually use a wet paper towel. I like to use a dry paper towel or a bit of just copy paper. You can see on last week's video where I used a whole bunch of different, I used saran wrap, plastic wrap. So I show all different ways you can use just all kinds of things to swipe with. But paper towel, I think it picks up a little bit too much on that edge. It grabs, but that's okay. If you have a little bit of extra color here, you can always a little bit of that edge. So explosion, nice, bright, sunny spring colors, kind of Easter colors there. Cloudy yet nice there. Nice enough for a summer shirt and pants. That's nice. That's nice. It's beautiful here. Nice weather here. On the western part of the state. Yeah, so what you can do is if you do your swipe with either whatever you're going to swipe with, whatever tool, your wet paper towel, your dry paper towel, you can swipe with that and then have a piece of photo paper, a landing spot right away and swipe across that photo paper with any of that excess paint. I am all about do not waste anything. Use what you have, use whatever tools you have, recycle every bit you have. And don't waste anything. None of this drips will be wasted. But yeah, and you can pour on photo paper. I have the videos back, and I have lots of live streams. We'll do one here in about 3 weeks. We'll do some pouring on photo paper. So the best way for pouring on photo paper is I like to put paint on and squish them together and pull them apart, and they make beautiful skins. I've got lots of it right here. This is all poured on photo paper. On the shiny side of photo paper. I love to pour on photo paper and then use it to collage with. You can put it through your Cricut. If you have a Cricut, you can pour on photo paper and then cut out all kinds of things with your Cricut. That's one of my favorite things to do. You can see in my Etsy shop, I actually have a 3 different where I poured on photo paper and then I cut those out and I made a couple of seahorses and a mermaid. And then I framed them in floating frames. And it's real pretty, nice pops of color. So this one has lots of lacing. And this apple barrel pouring medium dries so crazy, like plastic, like almost really bright. You don't have to, you definitely should varnish it to, just to protect it for age and for sun and everything. But it looks varnished already. It dries super, super bright and shiny. The apple barrel pouring medium dries so shiny. Yeah, definitely. I have done different mosaics where I did hexagons. I did a whole bunch of hexagons. I will definitely have to do another live stream coming up and show you guys all the different things that I have collaged with the skins and the cutout photo paper. You can use up, that's a great way to use up leftover paint. I mean, if you've got like little itty bits, use up every little bit and throw some on the photo paper, swipe across. Any of the paints that are ready to pour? Yes, I have tried a lot of them. I have actually a couple videos on that. So I have a couple side by side. Artist Loft, it's okay. I don't like how sticky they are. That's my problem. They're sticky. Um, I like Floetrol. I like to mix my own. I don't like them. Artist Loft is okay. Decor was okay. I don't know. I didn't really like it. The one I loved. Let me see if I have that one right next to me. Do I have it? Yeah, I don't. I have their mica powder. I don't have their paint right next to me, but Hippie Crafter. Hippie Crafter ready to pour paint was amazing. They had half of the box is like regular colors, and then the half the box is metallic colors. Nice, vibrant, beautiful colors. They really did a good wide range of techniques. What I've noticed with a lot of the like ready to pour colors is they maybe one will do a flip cup well, but they won't do swipes well, or they won't do tree rings well, or they will do a dirty pour, but they won't, like they do certain techniques well, but they're not a good wide range and don't do a bunch of techniques well. I like to just mix my paint up the same way for every technique and not have to worry about this technique for this type of paint and all that different stuff. But the Hippie Crafter I did swipes, I did tree rings, I did flip cups, I did dirty pours. They did well. And they took silicone well. They did great pours with silicone, without silicone. So that's just the only one I would honestly recommend as a the other ones are okay as to begin with, to first learn. They're all right, but I just love my Floetrol. I love to just mix my own paint with Floetrol. You really learn your consistencies. Paint pouring is all about consistency. It really is all about consistency. So as soon as you get that consistency down, and I use the same for all my paint pours, except for tree rings, it's kind of nice to have a little bit thicker. But other than that, really, it's pretty much the same consistency for well, Dutch pours, you want a little bit of a thinner consistency. Tree rings, you want a little bit of thicker consistency, but pretty much just those two techniques. The rest of it, same technique, same consistency. Yeah, as soon as you get that down, as soon as you get your consistency, you can, that's what it all matters about. Oh, awesome. You just found me last week. Yeah, it might even be overwhelming. I've been on here for a couple years, so I've got a lot of videos because I did a good year where I'd almost posted a video every single day for a year. So there's a lot of videos, but I've got playlists. So I've got a beginner paint pour series playlist. I've got a playlist for like flip cups, a playlist for split cups, a playlist for blown pours, so if you're looking for a certain technique. Otherwise, I've got just a ton of videos. So let me know if you have any questions. Oh, you just found me today. Well, welcome, everyone. I'm so glad to all the newbies. I'm so happy to have everyone around here. All the veterans have been around for the last couple of years, and all the newbies, everyone. It's so awesome. You guys are so awesome, and thank you so much for your support, everyone. So I usually try to keep these about 45 minutes to an hour, and I go live every single Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so we're just going through each technique. We started at the beginning talking about supplies and mixing paint and silicones and pouring mediums. So these last few weeks of live streams, now we've been talking techniques. Next week, it's going to be tree ring technique. So we're going to do tree rings with just regular in a regular cup, in a split cup, one tree ring on it, multiple tree rings, a traveling tree ring. So next week, that's what technique we're going to be working on. So, thank you. You are awesome. You are awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I'm just so thankful for each and every one of you guys. I truly am super thankful. So, all right, guys, if you guys don't have any more questions, I am going to go ahead and take off out of here. But if you guys think of any questions later or after a live stream, my social media is all linked in my about page. You can always ask me in a comment on a video or whatever. So let me know if you have any questions even after the live stream. Or I'll be back Wednesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And you guys are so awesome. And be the change you want to see in the world, guys. Be the change you want to see in the world. All right, guys, and welcome everyone new. Thank you so much for hanging out. And thank you so much, Sparkle, Lori, Finzer. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Have a good one.